Oh, sorry about that.
Oh, yeah. Is Charvarius Ward overrated for the money he makes? Now, this one I thought about for a second, but just so you know, before you go into this, Charvarius Ward makes 13. Let me see. I'm pull it up right here. Right here. This is him ranked against all the other cornerbacks in the NFL. It's ranked by average per year in terms of salary. He is down towards the bottom of this chart at 13.5 million. Now, where he ranks right there.
What do they rank? What's this ranking based on?
Salary. APY.
Okay.
You see it?
Oh, yeah. Average. So, okay, your average salary per year.
Yeah, average salary. Yeah. So he's making 13.5 mil per year on his contract. And this is where he ranks in the NFL. Now, do you think he's overrated for his ranking? Or for salary?
I mean, I think the corners in front of him are probably all better. Though there's some guys. I mean, Charvarius is a big-bodied corner who's, you know, if his legs are healthy, he can take away number one receivers. I think he's worth the money. I mean, you got to remember this: when you have a need and you're going to address that need in free agency, you're not getting a bargain. You're not going to get a bargain. You got to outbid everybody else. The bargains come in the draft, and the bargains come after the draft. The bargains come with the ability to find somebody off the street. If you're going to go sign a premier free agent in an open free agent market where every team in the league can bid, you're going to have to overpay. I mean, they were looking for a big corner that fit their system, that's good against the run, and that can stand up to the D-Hops and the DKs in the division, and they feel like they have that in Charvarius. Now, I like Charvarius. To me, there's two different players. There's the player that we saw at times, you know, at the beginning, and then there's the player that we saw, you know, where he struggled against Kansas City. You know, I just think he wasn't 100% physically, and he just decided to play because it was his former team. But I like Charvarius. I'm satisfied with what they're paying him. I realize they're paying him a premium salary, but I'm satisfied with it. I am. You could also argue that he was overrated based on the money, and you wouldn't necessarily be wrong. But you know, you needed a guy. You've already, you know, the drafts happened, and after the drafts already happened, and so now you need to go in the free agent market and go answer that question there. The one thing I will say about Charvarius is and about Javon Hargrave, I like the Niners' approach in free agency. Go let 2 or 3 or 4 guys walk, but then go sign one premier guy, and then have a favorable ratio or compensatory equation, and then collect compensatory picks. You know, they've had more compensatory picks than any other team in the NFL the last 2 or 3 years. I believe they got 3 more in next year's draft. I think they had 3 or 4 in this year's draft. To me, that's the right way to go. It's good for a lot of reasons. It's good because you don't want a bunch of free agents, because then your team's older, because free agents are generally older. It ruins your chemistry, because if you pay too many guys from outside the room more than the guys that are in the room, it kind of nags at the guys that are in the room. Like, you don't value the guys in-house as much as the guys that you're getting from somewhere else. So if you're going to go outside the room and get a guy, make sure that guy's a clear upgrade, and then pay him whatever you want, whatever you need to pay him. And I think that's what they're doing right now. So I kind of like their approach.
Yeah, the jump from the rookie contract to that second contract is massive. And that like really makes a difference in terms of how much these guys are getting paid. And a lot of these corners at the top, I think are way overpaid. I'll put them up again. But I mean, if you see Jalen Ramsey, yeah,
Jalen Ramsey, Marlon
Jalen
Humphrey.
Ramsey was, yeah. I mean,
who are the true number? How many true shutdown corners are there? Jair Alexander, that's 1. Marshawn Lattimore, if he's healthy, 2. Xavier Howard, 3. Tre'Davious White, 4. The rest of those guys are not shutdown corners.
Yeah,
they're not.
I mean, yeah, and they're just collecting the bag right now. I mean, Jalen Ramsey did not grade out that well. He graded out barely above Charvarius Ward, and he's making 10 million plus more. One thing that I was surprised by when I was looking up Charvarius Ward on PFF is that he was the number 1 graded tackler among corners. He was also 3rd in run defense. So, he's a tackler. He fits up in the run. I was also surprised to find that Samuel Womack was ranked 3rd or 5th in the tackle grade too, which is kind of surprising.
Womack's a dog. Yeah, there's no question.
Yeah, he's a dog. Yeah. So,
and you better be able to tackle. You better be able to tackle at corner, because that's the job. I mean, you got to be able to play. You got to play with poise down the field with the ball in the air, but you got to be able to tackle, especially in this defense.
Yeah, and that first time they played Seattle, he really D'd up Metcalf, and it made it seem like he was worth his money for sure. He plays in man 19.5% of the time. So, I mean, he's their go-to guy with the number 1 receiver. So, I mean, personally, I think he's worth the money.
And when they mix it up and they go, cloud on this side, press on that side, he can play the press role. He can play the man-to-man coverage role and let the other guys play the zone. So I think Charvarius is worth it. He absolutely, in my mind. I mean, now it's all about his legs. Does he keep his legs in shape? If he keeps his legs in shape, I think he's as good as almost any corner when you factor in the physicality and the run defense and everything. But he's also susceptible to some muscle pulls. So, it's all about how healthy are his legs.
Is he overrated though for the money?
Yeah, I think you could say he's overrated for the money, because nobody in free agency that you get to, you have to attract to your team. I'm not overrated, maybe overpaid, maybe a little bit overpaid based on all the factors. I don't know if I'd call him overrated. That makes it sound like you're attacking the guy and you don't think he's very good. I think he's really good. I just think that they're paying him a premium.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to the next one.
Should we go to Flav's super chat here before we get that one?
Go there.
Let's go, Flav. Flav says $9.99. I was doing the math, and I think I spent over a year of my life just listening to Larry between radio and YouTube. That's more than I listened to my own dad, Kev. Thanks for the entertainment, Larry. Thank you, Flav. Thank you, Flav. Appreciate it.
Me.
Flav, I got to be honest. I enjoyed seeing you battle. I'm enjoying the back and forth between Flav and the anti-Flavs that are out there. I'm a supporter of Flav.
Infamous. All right. Oh, okay. So this one, we're going to pull it up here.